So this is the third time that I've tried to make this video now. I think I need to start like making pre-notes beforehand when I make videos, because really this is ridiculous that this is the third time I'm trying to make this video. But I'm also really stuffy right now. My allergies are freaking acting up because of the summer, which is one reason why I don't like summer or spring. Spring can kiss my butthole, but that's beside the point. That's not spring kissing my butthole is not the topic of this video. The topic of this video is whether or not FX is being neglected by SM. And on one hand, I feel like they are, and on the other hand, I think that they're not. And I'll explain that. On the hand that I think that they're not being neglected, to me personally, I think people blow up this whole FX being neglected thing to be something bigger than what it is, because for some reason K-pop fans feel the need for there to be drama 24/7, and I guess FX being neglected is the drama for the time being or whatever. I'm just over the shit. It's stupid, but not the topic, just the drama in general. But anyways, I think, like I said, I think it's blown up to be something a lot more than what it is, especially in the means of how long they're gone for. Like, to me personally, I don't really know why, but I never feel like FX is gone for that long. But people are always like, "Where's FX? Where's FX? They've been gone forever," and I'm like, they've been gone for like 6 months. Like I'm not really ready for another comeback. Like, they just had one. So I don't really see the point in complaining that they've been gone for that long when they really haven't. Like, I don't really know what it is about them, but maybe it's because my excitement for them is gone ever since Pinocchio. Pinocchio was like a really good moment for me with them, except that album. That album was terrible. But that's beside the point. Title track wise, Electric Shock was okay. I grew to like it, but originally I hated it. And their new song, no, that's all I'm gonna say. I literally stared at the screen for like a minute. I could not speak when I tried to say the song's name. That should give you an indication on how I feel about the song, but that's not the topic of this video. Like I said, on one hand, they blow it up to be a lot more than what it is to me, but I do feel like in a way they are being neglected by SM. And as another friend of mine said, it's kind of like what SM did with the Grace. And basically, if you don't know about the Grace, they're let's try that again. If you don't know about the Grace, they are often called the female TVXQ. They were way back before Girls' Generation days. They were the girl group before Girls' Generation. So, they never really blew up in Korea like they were supposed to, because talent-wise, I would say, honestly, they're up there for the most talented girl groups in Korea. They're definitely up there, especially singing voices-wise. They're definitely up there. I would say them and Brown Eyed Girls, top two. But that's just off my head right now. But yeah, and they never really blew up like they did. Their whole promotion and everything was really, it was strange. It really was. Like, they put out a few Korean albums, then they tried their hands at a Japanese career, which didn't work out, but they kept doing stuff in Japan, and it kept not working out. It was just really, I don't even know how to describe it. It was really strange. I don't understand what SM was doing with them. But then here comes Girls' Generation, and bam, they blow up. On one hand, I may feel like it's because of how the public reacted to Girls' Generation even before they debuted. They were pretty much popular the entire time they were made. So I think at one hand is SM business wise doing it, but on the other hand, I do feel like there is kind of some favoritism towards SNSD, which you can see clearly from everybody in SM, because even to me, even Boa's been bumped down for SNSD, which is saying something, because Boa is the queen of SM. So for her to really get bumped down and for them to be bumped up, that really says something to me. Whether or not that's favoritism, I don't know precisely. Like I said, on one half I think it is, on one half I think it's not. I think it's just from a business standpoint, it's what's best for them to do, and it's best for them to push them, which makes the most sense. And honestly, I think that's what I feel about FX being quote unquote neglected. On one hand, maybe it is favoritism. On the other hand, maybe it's just from a business standpoint, it's better to push other groups. And one very important thing to note is that, to me, there's a difference between popularity in the means of international K-pop fans and Korean K-pop fans. To me, FX is more so an international K-pop fan group. Like, international fans to me appreciate them more than from what I've seen from the Korean fans. I feel like international fans would embrace them more if they had debuted somewhere else than Korean fans embrace them now, if that makes sense. Like, they're more fitting in an international standpoint than from a Korean girl group standpoint, if that makes sense. 2NE1 is the same way to me, even though they're really popular in Korea as well. So it kind of makes me wonder whether or not popularity also has to do with it, because I know a lot of people hype up K-pop to be a lot more than what it is. Like the Hallyu wave, it's not as big as it used to be. It's really not, and it's pretty much is dead to me. Honestly, there is no wave anymore. Honestly, but that's beside the point. Well, it is the point, but it's kind of beside the point. Anyway, I feel like FX may not be as popular in Korea as people are making them out to be. And one thing that I think about that's really interesting is the rumor that SM bulk bought their albums way back in the Pinocchio days. I feel like if they were popular, they wouldn't have had to do that. And that's the only time I've ever heard of SM bulk buying albums. So I find that really interesting that out of all their groups that they could have bulk bought albums for, they had to do it for them, if they did it. But I think, I don't know, it might be a combination of favoritism, popularity. I don't really know what it is. I think they do get treated unfairly. One example, if it's not funny, but it is funny at the same time. If you're a K-pop group and your Japanese promotions are even stopped for another group, that's neglecting. That's not fair. I will say that, because they were supposed to be doing all this stuff in Japan and SM had announced it, but then nothing. So it also makes me wonder what's going on backstage with them, and whether or not, not group fights or anything like that, but whether or not it has anything to do with their team holding them back or something like that. But honestly, it's a hard topic to talk about, because who knows, honestly. I don't like, do I think that SM is purposely neglecting them? No, I honestly don't. I think it's more so from a business standpoint, FX isn't a priority. That's the way to put it. I think FX is not as big as a priority as Shiny or EXO. EXO is their biggest priority right now, hands down, because they're the newer group, and they could be their next really big sellers, because I think they already broke a record for like most albums sold in a week. So I think EXO is their number one priority. So FX is kind of like, out of all the groups besides the Grace, who pretty much have disappeared, they're at the bottom tier, because Super Junior, Shiny, SNSD, and EXO are all above them in the means of priority, whereas FX, I hate to say it in this way, they're kind of just there. So I don't think it's, like I said, I don't think it's like they're neglecting them per se. I think it's more so that they're not really a priority as of right now. I think when they go to Japan, they will be more of a priority, but in the means of like Korean comebacks, they're not really a major priority. And maybe that's why they also haven't gotten a fan club or a fan club name, which I find really interesting, because most groups usually get that the moment they debut. But they've been out for years and they still don't have fan club name, color. They don't have any of that, which, like, that doesn't make any sense to me. So that also makes me question their popularity, whether or not they really are as popular in Korea as people make them out to be. And it's just really interesting to me that they don't really get what they deserve. I feel like SM, even though they're not really neglecting them per se, they could promote them a lot better than they've been promoting them. And especially with how popular they are internationally, if they really want to pursue a career with their idols internationally, I feel like FX would be the perfect group to do that with. And, bring them over here. Bring them to America and see how well they get perceived. Everybody, well, pretty much a lot of people in America love FX. So almost more than any other group, I would say Shiny and FX are the most loved SM groups internationally in the means of America. So I don't know. Hopefully they do something with them. If they don't, I guess it's understandable. If they do, then Thank you, SM. But is neglect really the right word to use with them? I don't really think so. So, until another video.